I've been hearing about this game for months, and after hearing about it and so much hype it was getting, I figured I might as well give the demo a shot. And to say the least, well, it was actually enjoyable. I didn't know what to expect out of buying this game. Batman Arkham Asylum. And if you're guessing it's a good game, well, get your gears together, because it is definitely one of the greatest superhero games of all time. It brings out the best in what a Batman game can do, and I have to ask, where the hell has a game this good been all these years? I mean, honestly, if they made more good games like this, I mean it. Video games would be more worth buying. And I honestly have to say, this game is simply gold. I can give it an A+ for what it's worth. Really, I could. So, let's get to the gist of it. You're playing as Batman, and you captured the Joker in the Batmobile. The cutscenes are pretty damn awesome, I must say. But as you know, it's the Joker, so he obviously is not going to make it that simple. He goes to the asylum, and yep, you guessed it, he escapes. He's let all the inmates loose on a rampage, and your object is to beat him up, and you name it. Battle all these array of villains, including not only the Joker, but of course they saved him for last. Sorry if I'm spoiling it, but read the side. It contains spoilers. You get a lot of boss battles, including Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, and of course the Scarecrow. Well, not much of a boss battle. It's more or less just dodging and not being seen by him. But I have to say though, the game design is dark, it's dreary, but it's the perfect fit for what a Batman game should be. If you watch The Dark Knight and Batman, of course, directed by Tim Burton, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But let's get to the game. It's more or less just a beat 'em up. Sorry if you're disappointed in the fact that you can't drive the Batmobile. I really didn't feel down on that too much. I was really more or less expecting a beat 'em up, which is of course not bad at all. You got all sorts of weapons, abilities, the lasso, the grappling hook, the explosive gel. What the hell? Well, as crazy as it sounds, it's pretty cool. Of course you protect the Batmobile at one point, but you know, it doesn't have much in the game to do. And of course, you beat up the inmates. Pretty cool, right? Sounds violent, doesn't it? Yeah, beating the shit out of them is so satisfying. But the one thing I really had to complain about, and I always have a thing against slow motion, but not too much. It depends on its usage, and its overuse, that's where I really have to go against it. So, even in movies like 300 and of course Watchmen, I hate the fact that there's too much of it. In this game, it actually didn't get to me too much. See, in the video, I don't mind it as long as it doesn't interfere with your gameplay, like in Tiger Woods 08. It doesn't interfere with your gameplay, it just does a replay action. But in this game, it doesn't really interfere. I thought at first it would be a bad thing, but seeing how it helps you actually tell you about your progress when you're fighting the inmates, you'll know what I mean. It actually helps, so it's not a bad thing. So if you played this game and did the beat-em-ups, then you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, you get all sorts of weapons, and it's more or less just a Hitman. As well as beat-em-ups, there's also some dynamic difficulty and some sneak moves, and you have to do like a Hitman move. You gotta sneak by guys, yeah, sneak. Ah, crap, they saw me. I guess I got shot on that deal. So, the game has its easy parts, and of course, like I said, it's dynamic difficulty. Damn, and I honestly have to say, freaking Poison Ivy is as hard as hell, and this is only easy mode. Scarecrow challenges are pretty cool, but they can be a little bit of a pain in the ass. And there's even some parts that don't even look like Batman, they look like a freaking horror film. I mean, look at this. Bruce is actually seeing his dead parents. I am looking at this right now as I speak. But the real thing I had to complain about is, do we really have to hear about Bruce's dead parent, about his parents' death, the whole flashback? I mean, give me a break. If I wanted to hear up all about that, I'd watch Batman Begins then. Even though it's not the greatest Batman movie, but it was still cool seeing his parents, being shot and everything, the whole flashback. What's really cool is this Riddler trophies. It's pretty cool to collect and see all the character biographies. And seeing Harley Quinn, well, you obviously are not expecting to beat her up. He's just a prisoner. But it really kind of disappointed me, but not really disappointed me. But after seeing The Dark Knight, once again, just like Mario Galaxy's ending, it's a rushed boss battle at the end. It's not really much of a battle, and to say the least, it's actually pretty easy. I mean, what the hell? This is the Joker, and he's not even in this form of himself. He's just a mutated version of himself. I had expected this to be a pain in the ass, but to say the least, like I said, it's pretty easy. But I didn't let that get to me. I wasn't expecting a huge ending. After seeing The Dark Knight, well, consider myself not disappointed. So to say the least, this game is definitely a must-have. It puts on the cape and says to itself, I'm Batman. Yeah. Rockin' 2-Wii remotes with Wii Motion Pluses way up. So, till next time, happy gaming.